Hey guys, it's Michael. I have a quick update for you on the second stimulus package from the White House. Larry Kudlow, who is the director of the United States National Economic Council, he spoke earlier today on CNN's State of the Union, and he spoke about the economy, the second stimulus package, and what we can expect moving forward. So in today's video, I'm just going to break down his interview, what he spoke about, and everything else going on with the second stimulus package. But before we get started, if you're interested in stimulus checks, daily news updates, or how to make money in general, then please be sure to subscribe to my channel so you can be notified when new videos come out. Anyways, let's jump right into it and let's go over what exactly Larry Kudlow said in this interview. We're going to start off with what he spoke about with the economy first, and then after that we're going to get into the second stimulus package. I'm going to put timestamps down below so you can skip ahead if you want to. In the interview earlier today, Larry Kudlow, he downplayed the increase in the number of virus cases seen in many states. We've been seeing over 21 states have increased in the number of cases, and a number of states have over 1,000 cases daily. So he says that we just have to open up. That is what he kept saying, is that the economy and the country has to open up. He suggested that the rise in cases and the number of cases we are seeing stems from the fact that there is more testing going on right now and the increase in availability of testing. Although the case rate has increased a little bit, he said, we're not talking about a second wave of virus cases. He says it's simply not the case. We're not going to see a second wave. We're just talking about an increase in testing, which is why we're seeing more cases. He goes on to explain how we're on our way to reopening the economy right now. He said the economy has reached a turning point, and we saw that in the May unemployment report when we saw a decrease in the unemployment rate. He explains how the cost of not opening up the economy will be higher than if we shut down the economy. So he says it is necessary that we keep the economy open and that we continue to reopen the economy. He says how we're on the right track right now. We just need to continue doing what we are doing. He predicted a big increase in retail sales in May. The government will release this data on Tuesday this week for retail sales, so that'll be something to keep an eye out for. Economists expect a rebound of 7.5% in increase in retail sales after a decrease of 16.4% in retail sales in the prior months. They said that this economy is now in the recovery stage. He says now we're in the recovery stage, and that is the key point he's trying to make in this State of the Union interview earlier today. He said that is the main point right now. We're in the recovery stage and we're starting to see more growth and a long-term growth for the future. Moving on, Larry Kudlow was asked specifically about the second stimulus package. In particular, he was asked about the enhanced unemployment benefits and these $600 per week or $2,400 per month stimulus payments for enhanced unemployment benefits. He was asked specifically if these additional payments will stop after the July 31st deadline. We've been seeing a lot of this in the news, how the last date for enhanced unemployment benefits, they're set to expire on July 31st. He said earlier today that the $600 checks being sent to Americans on unemployment as part of the virus relief efforts are expected to end in July. He says they will not continue after July 31st because they are a disincentive for people to go to work. He says they're paying people more to stay at home than they would if they went to work. He said that doesn't make sense to pay people to stay at home more than if they return to work, because then there's no reason, no incentives for these people to return to work. He specifically said that that might have worked for the first couple of months of the pandemic earlier in the year when the outbreak just started, but he said it will end in late July when they're set to expire. Larry Kudlow goes on to say how the additional checks are no longer needed as businesses start to reopen and unemployment rates fall. The unemployment rate went down from April to May. Even though the numbers were misreported and miscalculated, they still went down no matter what way you look at it. So ultimately, he's saying that we're seeing unemployment seeing people start to get their jobs back and businesses start to reopen, so it is not needed to continue these payments. He explained how in the next stimulus package, the Trump administration is looking at other incentives, including smaller stimulus checks that still provide some sort of incentives for people to return to work. He said the main focus of this next stimulus package is to get people to return to work and still help those people who cannot returned to work yet. Many people have been talking about these enhanced payments because they're saying that a lot of people want to return to work, but they simply can't, or it's not safe. Either the jobs aren't rehiring, or they don't feel safe returning to work. Larry Kudlow says that he agrees with this, that some people simply cannot return to work, but he says that he thinks people want to go back to work, and he explains how he's heard from business after business, and there's evidence that people simply aren't returning to work because they're getting paid more than they would if they did, because people are getting paid more on unemployment benefits than they would if they returned to work. So he said that is why they simply have to stop doing this enhanced unemployment benefits, because it's not incentivizing people to go to work. It's actually incentivizing people to stay at home. He finishes off by saying, I think we are on our way. We are reopening. Businesses are coming back, and therefore jobs are starting to come back as well. So he says we should see unemployment continue to decrease, more people get their jobs back, and that they're going to do whatever they need to do to help this unemployment rate decrease by adding more stimulus checks and adding more incentives for people to return to work. He says that he thinks a targeted approach to help industries that have been hit the hardest in the pandemic is something that is promising, and they think also a payroll tax cut is something that definitely needs to be included in this next stimulus package. He didn't talk too much about direct stimulus checks other than these enhanced unemployment benefits and incentives for people to go to work. Those are the main aspects of what he spoke about in this interview earlier today. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to get 2 free stocks valued up to $1,400 when you sign up for the Webull investing app. Check out our Power of Finance Investors group if you're interested in the stock market investing and making money. Also get $5 when you download the Acorns investing app. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like the video down below, leave a comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.